our very eyes. Welcome to the second matchup of the day. It's BLACKLIST International facing off against Smart Omega. Leo here at your service, alongside Jose Ingan. Man, I didn't think you could see Haji still switch up mid-season.
Haji, he's shown that he could do it. Mid-season, after every season, is always something new for Haji. But still, he was able to evade that death with the flicker. That's a costly flicker, though, for Haji.
Old school pickups here. And check it out as well. You have the story of Ryota versus Dilar. The return of the General! Oh, talking about it. Ryota's drawn first blood.
There is a new general, new captain. So far, Ryota really performing well with the glue. We didn't expect glue to be picked right now, but knowing Omega, they've been showing us different kinds of heroes. I mean, who could have thought Andoryu picking up a Hanzo in week number 1?
There's a lot of new stuff Smart Omega's bringing to the table, and that's the reason why they're one of the hottest teams going into Season 14. Tied off with Aurora, in my opinion, after week 1. Now going into week 2, off to a strong start once more. Despite the drawn first blood onto the KDA machine, look at this, BLACKLIST still up by about 200. I wonder what that spells for the side lanes. We got a lot of action up top again. The Ryotarmy versus the Dilarmy. The new general versus the... Yeah, that's what I call it.
Ryotarmy.
Yeah.
I thought it was Atoy Army.
Who says that?
The other broadcast.
No one says that. Literally no one says that. Looking at the mid lane matchup, you have Exort versus Ukir, who, by the way, we didn't make much noise about Exort coming back.
I love this matchup. Again, if you can recall correctly, last season, Ukir transferred from MPL to MPL, and same as well for Exort from MPL to MPL. This time they're facing off, not as teammates, but as opponents.
Right! They used to replace each other.
Yes.
You know, the shuffle through the barangay, which led to this iteration of Smart Omega. So there's a lot of webs weaved throughout this matchup. That's why the rivalry is very much well-deserved. The lore behind them. Look at this turtle now, down to a third of its health. It's just Dilar and Exort up. And there's a saying. Okay. When a Bane has its eyes on an objective, there's very little you can do.
The deadly catch, yeah. Especially with the deadly catch. You really don't want to contest Bane, because if you overcommit, Omega can really turn things around into their favor. They have the Edith, they have the Bane as well. And going head-to-head, Hayabusa versus Bane, you'd really favor the Bane. And MP the King knows this, because their only single game 1 was he was using the Bane.
That's right.
Yeah.
And with that said, there's really very little answer you have towards the Bane. When you have the glorious pathway set down through Dilar, they can answer back with you know, with that very old, the deadly catch. So now, clearly, the map belongs to BLACKLIST, but when you get into a fight, which I think Omega will try to delay for as long as much as possible because they need to get their XP and their items on, that's when it'll break out. Oh, here we go!
Shocknu onward, connecting onto Haji as well as the Frigid Glacier. That's going to be a first blood kill. Oh, no, that's not the first blood. But Haji, again, is the casualty for BLACKLIST. And prior to that clash, we've seen Andoryu as well as Outplayed pick up the Sky Piercer. So we can expect both of these players, respectively, for their teams to really get kills as much as possible. But the problem is, Omega is on the driver's seat right now. They're really controlling the pace early game.
Yeah, that's a bold move to actually pick up the Sky Piercer onto the Bane. I personally wouldn't do that.
Same.
But if...
I'm not that confident.
If Smart Omega says, you know, we're going to go fast, and we're going to pick off fights as fast as possible. And look, prior to this matchup, right, if the roamer allows for them to die over and over again, that's fine. They're the ones who can afford to do that.
It's their job.
But if you put it on Sky Piercer stacks, that's a whole other story.
Yes, and a whole other story here, because Shocknu once again connecting onto Haji. Haji needs to walk away there. And here comes MP the King. Wiki Shadow Kill onto Shocknu, but the problem is 3 members are there to share the damage. And look at that, Haji with a wild charge, but no follow-up coming in from BLACKLIST, but this time, they're in a better position to get the circle.
Not to mention, Joshua Mangilog still had the Primal Wrath, so extra shield, extra health on there. Turtle now at a less than half health, down to a 5th!
Andoryu is very far, got blocked by Haji, and this time, BLACKLIST will secure Turtle without suffering any casualties. I actually like what Haji did there. What do you call it? The wall again, the wall from
the Guardian's Barrier.
The Guardian's Barrier was very crucial for Andoryu not to contest anymore. and at the same time, they were able to evade whatever Omega could do to go for a trade.
That's right. It's key towards the next ramp up from mid to late, and even in late game, big 5-man collisions. Only one member of SmartOmega can actually go through the wall, and that is Jome.
Oh, look at that. This is what we were saying a while ago. The glorious pathway got cancelled by the deadly catch. And Shaknu going in with the Primal Wrath. MP is going to fall down, but a counterattack coming in from Haji all the way from the backline. No casualties from Omega, and you predicted this. Even if you have a glorious pathway from Hylos, one deadly catch from Mandoryu is enough to disrupt the aggression of the agents.
And not just the deadly catch. I mean, you also have the threat of activation of the Primal Wrath. You know, you're clumped up together, you take a lot of damage. You also have the Frigid Breath. You literally lay down a lot of deterrence to this one-time, big-time ult of, oh man, look at that. As if it wasn't enough that you throw away the big ult. Oh, MP also goes down!
MP goes down, and the only person that the Wiki Shadow Kill connected to was Ukir, who still had the Pride of Ice.
Exactly.
So there was really no trade for Blacklist that time. Although it was a good effort for Haji to go for the clash, it was just that Shaknu was ready to dive in. The Onward plus Primal Wrath combination was able to take down MP, and so far, MP not having a good start. But at the same time, he didn't pick up that Sky Piercer, so that death isn't that much detrimental so far for Blacklist.
In the downtime between the first and the second match of the night, I was going through social media. I was looking at what our friends online were talking about.
Yeah.
The meta seems to favor layering of skills and just resources on resources. And the first match was one off of that. Here, I think I can say the same thing. Is because look at Chaknu, right? Chaknu, the single most effective...
Woo!
Oh, here we go! See what I was talking about?
Chaknu! Frigid Glacier to finish off MP the King, but the clash is not yet done. Jome going in with the Blazing Duet, connecting onto Haji and Exort as well. And look at that, Riot is going to fall down in the hands of Exort. Was that a worth it trade for Omega?
I mean, they knocked them all out on the face of the turtle, and they're still going!
Once again, catches him with the Onward combination. Outplayed is going to fall down. No MP the King in the picture. That's why Omega got the turtle. Wow!
Oh.
I remember Chaknu.
Exactly, I was just talking about Chaknu.
You were talking about Chaknu.
In a single bush check, he was able to initiate on Blacklist and force the agents, the code breakers, to respond off kilter, which then resulted to a free turtle on Omega, plus, oh my god, plus the cherry on top. Johnville, my boy, outplayed, got caught by the tail end of a deadly catch. Look at that!
Look at that. You know, every viewer here should watch what you're saying, because previously in the last series you said that the game's not... no clashes were ensuing in game number 2, but the moment you said that a major clash happened, now this time you were pertaining to Chaknu, and then Chaknu made an amazing play onto MP.
What they call caster curse, but in my case, it's the other way around. Look at this, Haji still doing what he's trying to do from the very first minute of the game. Off camera, a push by Big J, a turret down for the barangay. I'm wondering now, like, what's the alternate approach for Blacklist, given that Omega have blocked out their major in, right? Through the front lines, through the Glorious Pathway, through the Wild Charge, Guardians Barrier. Like, what other angle could Blacklist find? Because Omega seems to have all their bases covered.
It's really a split push coming in from MP the King, or even outplay. At the same time, make sure that Dilar actually soaks up all the damage and utilize that Hylos with the high HP. Because so far, no one's going to burst down Dilar. I mean, you have to wait for the power spike of Jome. Later on, there's no natural tank killer like a carry, so Dilar, you should really utilize the Glorious Pathway.
Whoa! Chaknu walking side by side, parallel to Haji. If that went any other angle, would have been a flip over to Haji, and he could have been looking at a crumbled out Grok. Another angle to look at it then, yes, you're right, Ingan. I think one thing that Blacklist has over Omega, despite the 3K gold lead, is they're a more sustainable lineup. Like, they can take fights much longer, especially after SmartOmega lets go of all their big-ticket ults.
Plus, they have the Revitalize, so they can actually always counter-engage once again.
And they heal together.
They heal together. The Ube is still there.
Agents stronger together.
But this time, Pilar soaking up every single damage. Being brought down to him.
That's annoying. That's Beatrix level of annoying, man. You just keep throwing the deadly catch.
Chaknu. Wants to go right after Haji. There's no passive. He has to use the Wild Charge to walk away. And this time, Ryota being a menace onto BLACKLIST disrupted their formation. He was able to go onto Dilar, but he's going to fall down. And that was a bait because Omega's really focusing on this Lord. Chakra making sure he zones out Dilar. Oh, one look at that! Exort! Welcome back as he takes down the Lord away from Omega. Now Omega's mad, the Barangay is mad, but Dilar as well took down Joe. Two members are falling down for Omega. What a turn of event for the Agents.
Dexter Martinez, the X Factor, Exort from out of nowhere, stealing away the Lord, opening up a lot of kills for Omega to just bait them. You know what? I could have sworn Exort was still wearing the green and black. That's what that moment felt like. And what now that did is snap the gold lead in half. And how did that, where did that come? We were seeing past the Lord steal, but yeah, no, I think in the grander scale of things, Ingan, I think the kills that resulted after the Lord steal was more important than the Lord steal itself.
Yeah.
Which was already a majestic piece of art.
It was really a big bonus for BLACKLIST. They were able to get a takedown 3. They're not going to be able to utilize this Lord. This is just a level 1 Lord, but this time, oh, look at that! Haji still, he just wanted to delay Omega.
He bought time.
He bought enough time because they're after that second tier turret in the bottom lane. Now Dilar, oh, he's going to get caught up there by Chakno. But the Glorious Pathway will, oh, wow, what a TP onto Omega.
Look at the swag, man.
The army, the general is back.
Look at the swag. And because of that, again, the back-to-back frontliners from BLACKLIST pushing through deep into Omega's territory, they were able to push down tier 2.
Okay, now they're pushing down tier 2 again on the middle lane.
The clap back, oh, of course.
Omega's playing like BLACKLIST also right now.
It's a barangay ube.
The barangay ube.
Which I think is a smart way to play. I mean, no pun intended, but look at the front line, right? As long as Chakno finds somebody and Ryota compromises the back line, the Frigid Breath and the Deadly Catch should get some kills. And then Jome is there for the cleanup.
Yeah, and we can see Omega. I mean, Ryota, although he has a good KDA, 1, 2, 3, it's not like the glue's disturbance onto BLACKLIST. It's not that prevalent anymore because Dilar's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So like both XP laners are just going for the front lines. Just making sure that the damage dealers don't have a good angle to dish out the damage and make sure to free hit.
That's right. For BLACKLIST, it's less honest.
Yeah.
It's more angles. You have to find angles. For Smart Omega, they can cut right through you, whether it be through the big 5-man pushes, through the big team fights. Again, Deadly Catch and Frigid Breath. And then you have Ryota cutting through. What they do have, BLACKLIST, is MP the King. I think he's the main difference maker, because once you scramble Smart Omega, it's over. That's why the Barangay now is playing their version of the Ube.
Yeah, especially towards this next Lord objective. If you can't find where MP the King is hiding, oh, we can see another Lord steal.
Look at this blitz, and then a feint. Lord here put down to about half health, let it reset hard. I think Smart Omega's waiting for a big ult to come out. Then they'll snap. Yeah. Then they'll clap back.
Most probably the Wild Charge or the Glorious Pathway, because those are the ultimates that really turn things around, really turn clashes around.
That's right. That last big one was off of a chaotic start. That Exort just, oh man, Exort coming in with his veteran wiles, took advantage of Haji here.
Okay, now this time they're giving it to Haji.
Oh, he's fine.
They're telling Haji, you can't just check bush here.
Nothing is free.
Nothing is free.
Go back, Salik Imam.
This seat is taken.
Go back. Interestingly enough, Haji knows what it's like to play for Omega.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. His first World Championship in M2.
So not just the organizations
he was wearing the green and black.
Yeah, it's not just the organizations who have a rich history. It's all the individual players as well.
Even on a player-to-player basis.
Yeah, Adoryu, even Exort, now Chakno with
on
the conceal.
Oh, they let go. Again, it's the same dance.
It's a push and pull.
It's the same dance, but look at this. Omega off of a single hero on door, able to blitz the Lord. Down to 3/4 of its health. Ryota put down about half. And Dilar pushing through. No ults still. No ults committed.
Okay, so the first one to let go of an ult. The first one to get baited and let go of an ult will lose.
That's right. You go first. No, you.
First. The first one who punches will lose.
Don't throw a punch. Don't throw a punch. Just look for the counter.
Yes. And that's what they're looking for.
Bob and weave.
Wow.
Oh, wait. We're approaching the point of no return, Ingan. Look at this. The Lord here down a third of its health. And it's a soft reset. Not about half. Great bush control here by Dilar and Exhort.
Ryota.
Wow!
Oh, they first hit down the Lord. And now BLACKLIST has to answer because they have no trade. Ryota was able to escape despite the glorious pathway.
The Ryota army erupted. Do you see that? I could have sworn he was dead.
Wow! He saved that flicker for the most crucial time.
And I think there was a proc of the Brave Smite at that last moment that gave him just a oh my god!
Wow, BLACKLIST has to revitalize, but Ryota still. It looks like I cannot explain what happened with Ryota.
That was amazing. That was a micro moment in
a pixel perfect move.
In a masterpiece of a fight. Again, 4-8 here. About 2,000 gold. Smart Omega is ahead, but BLACKLIST have found their moments here. And now they have to pull out another one. Huge one. An enhanced Lord crashing through mid.
Joe has the Malefic Roar. Dilar has to commit that glorious pathway. Save this inhibitor turret in the middle lane. Ryota goes in with a split. Who is he going to catch? Outplay still dishing out the damage here. Lord still alive.
Ryota!
Oh, Ryota will fall down. What a good pickup here from MP the King. But Barangay still wants to focus on the objectives. Going in the inhibitor turret on the top lane, but I think BLACKLIST is going to be able to defend this. But Haji says, no, we want to answer right now. A Wiki Shadow kill. Patrick Glacier is dead. Dilar's going to get caught up in the mix of everything. And now Omega, all of a sudden, is back on top.
Amazing space discipline by Andoryu. That's one of the main weaknesses of a Bane. You're not as mobile as you'd like to be, but if you can bob and weave, kite through the effective damage of your opponents, you're basically a god. Look at this. He's rocking Sky Piercer, 5 stacks on it, maybe 2 or 3, depending on how much time you put on there. A Malefic Roar, Brute Force Breastplate. He's fully built. Like they can take anything they want now.
Oh, Haji in with a wild charge.
Oh, baby catch!
But still, Omega gets the inhibitor turret onto the top lane. Now, Andoryu is really being a thorn in the neck of BLACKLIST. Every single time the deadly catch can be casted, he casts it right away.
And BLACKLIST knows, especially since MP the King is playing among the ranks. A Bane in the hands of a very, very proficient jungler with a team that's willing to lean into it is a thing of beauty. Look at this!
Oh, Haji's gonna get caught up again with the Earth Shatter. Immortality will be Pop Ryota doing the split. First man down is Haji. Glorious pathway just to escape. And now Omega, they got minions in the bottom lane. I think they can take this game away from BLACKLIST.
This is the call. Joe working on the orange buff. Might be the pied de resistance. Huge wave in mid, looking to clear. Deadly catch!
Exactly once again, but a conceal onto the backline. Patrick Glacier is there to bring down the General. 5 members of Barangay are still here. Minions onto the bottom lane. Now Blazing Duet coming in from Joe as they take game 1 away. But look at Outplay, still on the attack.